Hello, everyone. Welcome to Campus Catalyst on What is Trending episode today. And in the studios, I have two lovely ladies who will be my co-hosts for today's discussions. And on entertainment, we have I Will Return to Stage Even If I Have to Crawl, Celine Dion says. And also in other news, Stop the Personal Attacks and Exaggerations, Ni Odate Lamte advises journalists. So before we delve into all these stories and whatever we have for you today, let's go for a quick breather. When we return, we'll get into it. Okay, welcome back from that breather. Now let me introduce you, our co-host for today, my co-host for today. We have Mary Stella, and she's been with us for some time now. You're welcome to Campus Catalyst on What is Trending. And Erica Mensah, our long gone friend. Yes, she is back again. You're welcome. Okay, so getting into our stories. Celine Dion, a renowned Canadian singer, declared that she will not let her struggle with stiff person syndrome prevent her from performing again. Celine, at 56, in an interview with American television personality Hoda Kotz on the Today Show, promised to resume live performances, even if it meant crawling to the stage and using her hands to speak. The interview came out ahead of the release of her documentary I Am Celine Dion, which is set for release June 25 on Amazon Prime. And also this is what she said. She said, I am Celine Dion because today my voice will be heard for the first time, not just because I have to or because I need to. It's because I want to and I miss it, said the Grammy-winning singer. Behind hit including My Heart Will Go On. Okay, so Maristella, tell me, what do you think about all this Celine Dion said? She had stiff person syndrome and she's going through a lot. People want her to come and then perform because they've missed her. I mean, she's a well-known artist and we all know that. So what do you think about this issue with Celine Dion and her idea of coming to stage, even if she means crawling to perform?
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So I think what Celine Dion is saying, it's a sign of resilience. It only shows someone who has passion for what they do to actually come to a point where they are really sick, but then they still want to do what they love doing. Celine Dion is one of the people I love to listen to, and this song of hers, Immortality, is one of the songs.
Can you give us sing a part of this song?
Oh, okay. It says that. So this is who I am, and all I can be. I'm not sure I get the
lyrics right,
but it's a form of motivation. Anytime you hear
the song,
like you feel like, okay, so you have to push on in life, even if the storms are hitting at you. So I think this is what she's demonstrating to us, that even in the face of this sickness, someone would have given up.
That's true.
But she is still planning to come on stage and come and perform, not because anybody is forcing her, but because that is who she is and that is what she wants to do. So but I'm actually anticipating her coming back.
But yeah. Okay, good. But Erica, don't you know that? Don't you think that sometimes it is good to take a rest if you have to take a rest?
Yes, even though she has passion for singing, I think she should consider her health, because if this sickness should break her down, I don't think she can come and sing like how she's very passionate about it
anymore. She's been battling with this sickness for about 17 good years. Yeah. So if she feels like, okay, this is the time for me to come out to do something that I love doing because she misses it, why not?
I mean, because her fans are calling for it.
Yeah,
I think she can't completely stop singing, but she can reduce the number of times or how consistent she's going to sing.
That's true.
She's been actually she's been away for a very long time now. So
she wants to.
We all miss her, and I can't wait. I can't wait to have her back on stage.
If you ask me of any Celine Dion song,
you don't know.
Please don't ask me, because I'll disappoint you. Yes, it is what it is. Okay, so Maricela, take us away with this Stop the Personal Attacks Exaggerations by Ni Odate Lamte.
Okay.
What is he saying?
So, celebrated broadcaster Ni Odate Lamte has advised journalists to avoid personal attacks on when going about their duties. Ni Odate Lamte noted in an interview with Giovanni Caleb on 3FM Drive that such scathing and exaggerating acts are unattractive of a good journalist. He urged presenters to rather attack the role and leave the judgment of the story to the right-thinking members of the society. The current head of news at GCB lamented the trend of journalists rushing to report stories without facts. According to him, that's unethical, stating that GBC has maintained its standard and has never reported a false story to retract later on. So in a quote, if Mr. A has been accused of something and I am on the radio in the morning, let me deal with the issue. But saying that he's a thief and that kind of thing makes me worried. So that's what he's saying.
I think it is true about what he's saying. Journalists now do not wait for facts. They just get the surface matters or whatever, and they just shoot it. They just post it, because you go to several. I mean, these bloggers, they just post anything. You go there and you check, and then there are no facts. Later on, something else is coming up. I saw this post. It says this. How come this one is saying this? I think what he's saying is true. It's better that they take the time, attack. I mean, even if they are posting, let me talk about the other side where you are posting stories. Post facts. Let us know what it is, than to just post anything and then that story is coming up and then it's contradicting to whatever you said.
So I think it's about this whole syndrome of let me be the first
to post, so
they don't take their time to actually delve into the matters on the ground. And then sometimes you go online and you see some headline, you click on the story, and it's a totally different thing altogether, and you're wondering. So I think what Ni Odate Lamte is saying is
like the journalists, they always want to make the news. So they don't care about the truth or if it's a lie. As long as it's catchy and people are going to read and people are going to react to it, they just hop on it and make a post to it. And you know that bad news travels faster than good news. So if it's a bad news, there's going to be a problem. Mm-hmm. That's where they bring in the redundancy and all that.
But you know that the code of ethics is against.
I was going to talk about that exactly.
So once you are doing that, you're practicing yellow journalism, and you are causing harm to the public, because you can actually create chaos in society with such kind of news.
I don't think recent journalists
are doing well when it comes to that.
Yes, to their code of ethics.
Yes. Okay, so that was an interesting one. Let's go on a quick breather. When we return, Erica Mifetu Mensah has some health tips for us for today. Okay, so welcome back from that breather. Erica Mifetu Mensah, it's been a while. So today you're going to give us a health tips. What do you have for us?
So today on health tips, we're going to discuss actions or things you should do when you find yourself in some emergency situation. So, for example, when you sprain yourself, when you sprain yourself, what do you do? Like when you sprain your ankle or you twist?
First of all, I look for boniki. And then I rub it over there and I try to stretch to see if it will be fine. Because, I mean, we always say that is the first thing to relax.
Oh, okay. I am kind of health inclined, so at least the best thing that comes to mind is to immobilize the place with a bandage. So if we are to delve into the health practices or what we are actually supposed to do when you sprain yourself, we use a principle called RISE. So it's an acronym. So the R stands for rest. So you need to rest. Then the I is for immobilization. So make sure that you don't move the parts that you've injured. Then the C stands for compression. So you can use a bandage to
compress
the place with maybe ice wrapped in something.
Okay.
Then the E is for elevation. So you can elevate the part as well.
So Marilyn has basically said
what?
But traditionally, people use ice block.
Yeah.
To massage the place a little, or a coin. If it's your forehead or you have a lump somewhere after the sprain, they use a coin to massage it. So with that is it with sprain.
Oh, so I think a sprain is actually maybe you twisting a part of. So it can be your wrist. Or maybe your ankle. Okay. So when you do that, using some people use hot water, but it's not advisable because when you use the hot water, you are going to increase blood flow to the place. So it will increase the swelling. So it's best that you use cold compress.
Okay. What else do you have?
Okay, so on headache, I think that we should hydrate more. We should drink more water and we should rest.
Okay.
Right? People suffer from headaches because they have little rest and they don't drink water. Some people barely shank too. I think it's also because of headache.
Okay, so you are trying to talk about constipation.
No, I know that headache. The cause of headache sometimes is when you don't shank. When you don't drink
constipation.
Water. No. Constipation is different, right? Okay. People don't regularly visit the White House. That is what you're trying to say.
Having constipation.
They don't have constipation, but then they don't visit the White House.
That's interesting. I'm hearing this for the first time.
I remember
once people go 3 days, 2 days.
When you need, and normally we have headaches and we go to the clinic, they'll be like, go and drink water and shank. So yes, that's what's so far.
Yeah, so I think you said all. I think from the health points, you can just take a rest, stay hydrated, drink a lot of water. And personally, what I do is that when I get home and I'm feeling severe headache, I just take a cold shower and I rest. And by the time I realize,
when I feel severe headache and I get to my bed, I get into my room, I see the bed. So your headache. If I go inside and bath or pour water myself, I tell you, that's the headache.
Yeah.
It will disappear. I want to sleep. So if I don't sleep, the headache, it won't work for me. So I'll just go and sleep.
So it means that you are.
I have a way to exactly to just rest and then I'll be fine.
Okay. So let's talk about fainting.
See, I've been wanting to faint my whole life.
I didn't know. You have an experience.
No.
People don't know what to do when somebody faints. What would you do if somebody should faint right now?
I think let me tell you.
All I know is that when you faint, first of all, we'll sprinkle water on your face.
Okay.
And then we'll raise your feet and the under of your feet, right? And then we scratch it. We try to
scratch it.
Yeah, we use our I don't know. They say it's some sensation. It's the person. This is what they say. It's superstition. They'd be like, the person is dying, so you have to do that to revive the person to come back. So that's what we do,
people,
and then we open the eyes. We try to do one or two things. I think that's all I know. Traditionally, yes.
People do a lot of interesting things, like Theodosia said, pouring water on a fainted person. So the best thing to do is once maybe you are in a public place and somebody faints, or if I faint right now, what you have to do is to check if I am breathing. So we call something ABC. So you assess my airway, you check if maybe there's something choking me, if I'm breathing well. Then you check for circulation. So you can do that. You can check for the pulse by maybe.
By the way, Maristella is is a health person. She's a midwife, right? And mention that and again.
Oh, yeah,
an assistant physician. She's all of that. So we give it to you.
All right. Yeah, so you can just put we can try it together. You put your hand. So put it on your trachea, then you. So can you feel something? You can feel something pulsating there, right?
Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel that.
So when somebody faints, you just
do that.
Try to check if the person. So that shows if the person's heart is beating. Then you can also put your ear at the nose of someone to see if the person is breathing. So if you do that and all is negative or absent, then you can start what we call chest compression.
Okay.
So the chest compression, I think we have to find another time.
I'm sure she's doing your work for you at this point, right?
We have to find another time to go into details how the chest compression is done. Okay. So basically, that's what you should do. Then you call for help. You call the ambulance. You can give orders to anybody around to call the ambulance while you try to give the chest compression.
Wow.
So it's actually called CPR, cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
Okay.
I think we have to find another time to go into details.
Yeah. Okay, so the last thing we are talking about is brains. Since you are the health person, we are not going to say much. So
I actually want you to tell me what other people do, because this is an interesting area.
So what are you talking about?
Like when somebody has
burns. So let's say you are cooking and then the fire.
Is it that burns or which one?
Yeah, the fire burns.
So let me tell you what I do.
Okay.
It might be disgusting to you, but
fine.
This is what I heard from my parents, not from from people around. They'd be like, okay, so when you burn yourself, use your tongue and do this.
Okay.
And they say there are some enzymes in there, saliva or the tongue, and that helps the sore or the burn over there not to become like
to blister.
Exactly. Okay. So, and funny enough, when I do that, it works perfectly.
Okay.
I think that's a traditional part of
yeah, we can say the traditional. So thank you.
This is what I because you're in the kitchen and something burns you. We pour oil on it or cold water to.
That is what you know.
Yes.
Oh. My
like
mom used tomatoes. Some time ago, she got burnt. I mean,
she used
tomatoes. Yes, on her skin, on her hand, and then when she was done, she applied shea butter on it, and she was fine.
People traditional ways.
People have so many ways to deal with this.
What's the name? Condo. People use a lot of things.
But tell us what we are supposed to do.
When you burn yourself, after some time the place swells.
The blisters.
Water. Yeah. There's water inside. How do you treat that?
Okay, so talking about burns, what we expect in the hospital or what you can do when you have burns in the house is to first of all stop the burning process. So we advise that you pour cold water on the affected area for about 10 minutes. So just to stop the burning process. And if there is any blister that is formed, please don't break it. Do not break it.
Something else.
Because
eventually it will.
We have different degrees of burns. Okay. Yeah. So if you break that, you are exposing the underlying layer of the skin to other forms of infection and the rest. So just leave it like that. Stop the burning process. You can cover it with a rubber material loosely, not very tight. So you cover it loosely and then you seek medical attention.
Yeah. So if I don't have any medical attention around me, what do I do?
I'm trying to tell you there's no hospital.
No, I mean something simple.
This is not simple.
Okay, fine. It's not simple. So something that happened just now, I have this over here. Do I still need to go to the hospital? What can I do at that point?
So that's why I said that you should stop the burning process. So you can at that point,
can I
because
apply
it's just something small, you can just pour water on it for some time.
That is all.
And then you should be fine.
I shouldn't pour.
But once the blister has formed, please don't burst it.
Okay, that is the issue. Don't burst it. But if you should seek medical attention.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So since we are talking about health issues, I want to use the opportunity to tell everybody to check their sickle cell status.
Yeah.
It's very important.
Yes, because to avoid future complications.
Yeah.
You just reminded me. I realized today is actually World Sickle Cell Day.
Oh.
So I was going to mention that Erica has actually done a good job by reminding me. So I don't want to go into the details.
Yeah.
But what we can say that if you are diagnosed that you are a sickle cell patient,
please,
what you should do is that before you fall in love, make sure that your partner, your partner's sickle cell status. Yeah. Because we don't want a situation where both of you would think that you are in love and then one innocent child will be suffering for your decisions. Yeah, so it's advisable that you both check your status and then if possible, don't even start the relationship in the first place, because apart from that innocent child suffering, you, the parents, will be moving in and out of the hospital. I know a family that the child is sickle cell, at the same time asthmatic, and there are like double. 3 of them. So one person gets out, the next person comes in, and you don't want to see yourself.
It's
in that.
I actually lost a cousin to sickle cell this few months ago, and in fact, you go in and out of the hospital every single time. You spend lots of money on medications, oxygen, a whole lot of things, just because this person is sickle cell. So let's take it very seriously, and then we'll all be fine, right?
And if you are diagnosed, make sure you go for a sickle cell clinic. And make sure you stay hydrated and follow every medical advice.
So basically, we shouldn't follow love
and then die
and go and make our children suffer in the future.
Yes.
Sickle cell is not a joke.
Sickle cell is not a joke. The way she said it, it's actually want to cry. Okay, so thank you all for joining us today. Today we discussed a lot of things on health, and then we talked about entertainment and other stories as well. But before I wrap up what will be your final words? Maristella, what do you have for us?
Oh, I think I've already said my final words, but one thing has always been on my heart is about suicide.
Suicide?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us think that ending our lives will end our sorrows. I've read a book that says that you can be sure that death is the easiest way to end suffering on earth. But then, how sure are you that when you end the suffering on earth, the other life that we believe in, there is no suffering there? Yeah, so I just want to tell everybody that's going through something, one thing or the other, that when you start having suicidal thoughts, speak to somebody. Like,
let it out.
Yeah, let it out. Don't swallow it, because suicide is not
an option.
The way the way forward.
What do you have for us?
Well, I can say that all I want to say is that sickle cell, we don't have a cure for it. We can manage it, but God can cure us from sickle cell.
God can cure us. Serious?
Yes, we have faith in God, because I've heard of miracles where people were healed. Their results were changed from SS to AA. So if the doctors don't have a cure to it, God has a cure to sickle cell disease.
Let me add up. Let me add up to what Erica says. I mean, we all believe in miracle. Yeah. But I always tell people that sometimes your miracle can be in taking your medication seriously and following every advice that is being given at the hospital.
Okay.
So in as much as we believe in miracle, make sure that you are doing the parts that you are supposed to do as a human being before depending on the grace of God.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you all. It looks like we are getting into some preaching. I'm telling you, it's serious. I'm preaching thing. Be like that. People don't do that. Okay, so thank you all for joining in today. We discussed a lot of things on, like I said, on health, and I've learned a lot today. I've learned that if I faint, or if you faint, I have to do what? Breathe, check your.
So you check the pulse, breathing, and then
I wish I can faint, but I will not faint in Jesus' name. I'm healthy. Okay, so thank you all for joining in to watch what is trending here on Campus Catalyst with Mifetu and Maristella. We'll see you same time next week. My name is Theodosia Aguri.